what never ceases to amaze me is in the low ticket space, you can literally turn words into money. You read pixels that I write on a screen, and the words then turn into pixels in my bank account.
How many products would you say you could have to start hitting 7 figures?
To hit 7 figures, it's one product. Every one of my students who has done that and followed that has hit over $1 million.
Maria, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm like so excited.
I'm really excited.
You guys, we recorded a full, we should have hit record. We did a full podcast before this, I feel like.
It was good stuff.
That was juicy though.
I was just gonna say, that's the tea.
That we will do a part 2 because we just talked about relationships, men, masculinity, women's expectations on men, dating, all the things, because
post-divorce dating
for you coming up
coming up
part
soon.
2. So maybe we'll jump in there when that starts happening.
But I'll have a lot of tea then.
A lot. I can't wait. Yes, it'll be piping hot. We can't wait. But with that, I'm really excited for what we're going to talk about today, because I think it's going to be one of the most important topics for 2026. And that is traffic. That is eyeballs. Because you and I have the same exact theory. We were saying it at the exact same time. And we're like, we have this theory. I'm like, eyeballs, traffic can solve any problem that you have in your business.
It's true.
That can solve any problem. Tell me a little bit about that. Let's kick it off there.
Well, my theory is this. If I sent you 100,000 people to your checkout page, your business would grow whether you liked it or not. Right? Whether your page sucked, whether your offer sucked, whether the way you set it up sucks. If I sent 100,000 people to it, some things would break maybe in your delivery, but you would make more money than you were making earlier. And so when you take something to an extreme, you can really kind of see it a little bit more in black and white, which I find to be really helpful. And so I find so many entrepreneurs are focused on all these little fiddling, these little tweaks, these little optimizations, when really the thing they need to be focusing on is generating a lot more eyeballs than they currently are. And we were talking about that. Like, we both agree on that. Traffic solves everything.
You know, I learned it really early on when I started network marketing about 15 years ago. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, how is your business exploding? Like, how are you guys growing so fast? And I was like, I started to understand it was like Facebook time. And I had started on MySpace. And I was like, well, what I've learned is that if like the pipeline is full, I never run out of people to talk to. So I was having 8 conversations a day for like years and years. And they're like, how are you finding all these people? I'm like, because my only concern is how many people are seeing what I'm doing and asking me about it. And so I never, ever ran out of that pipeline. And as soon as I would notice that the conversation started drying up, I started paying more attention to, I'd go back online, I'd go back on Facebook, I'd go back on a stage, I'd go back and fill that like top of funnel up, or like you're saying, like the traffic. And so we never went dry because I was always just like about getting the mass eyeballs.
And I think that's why you've made the money that you've made, because you focused on what I think is really the only big thing that matters. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs see all these different strategies and all these different things they could do and all these different ways they can grow their business. And I think it is hard to know what matters and what actually, and so they get, it's not for lack of like wanting to work hard. It's just that they're working hard on the wrong things. They're like, okay, if I, fine tune this automation and really dial it in, I'll be good. But if you have no one going through that automation, it doesn't matter. And so what I try to teach my students is like, look, the only thing that matters is traffic. And we just did an event earlier last month, and pretty much the whole day we were talking specifically about traffic and how to break down what we call your daily traffic goals based on your money, based on your revenue, based on what you are selling. And so we teach people like, how much money do you want to make per month? How much is what you're selling? Okay, these are how many people you need to get to view your checkout page every single day. And for all 300 of those people, pretty much, that was a new concept to them. The idea of having a goal for how many people are viewing my checkout page every single day. And yet that's the goal that will transform their business, not the other things that they came to the event thinking they were going to get the answers to. Actually, the thing that they want is consistent sales. And the thing that will solve that is consistent traffic.
So Maria, I want to go through that in just a second. I actually would love for you to kind of let's walk through it and give some examples. But I want to share a little bit. I know I just read your bio, but I think it's really important for people to know, what you're doing, how your business is set up first.
Yeah.
And then I want to make sure we circle back to that.
Yeah.
I want to walk through that because I think you just literally put a little appetizer in front of people and took it away.
That's what I do.
They're like,
that's called good selling.
Like, that is what I'm so good at. So, I'm not sure if I found you because I moved to Newport, or I'm not sure if I found you because you're blowing up. And I'm claiming this year. You are going to absolutely explode this year. 2026 is going to be the year that everybody knows your name. And you will be on so many stages and so many podcasts. So I'm just so excited that I get you right now.
Oh,
it's all happening. Like,
thank you.
I feel things deeply in my bones and in my solar plexus, and I'm like, oh, this is like your come up year.
Giving me goosebumps.
Yeah,
I think you're right though, because I feel the same way.
I'm very of course you feel it. Yes, I'm very excited for you.
It's like my star's rising.
It is, and I want to talk about that because I think people are waiting for their star to rise, but they're not doing what you're doing. So on this conversation today, we're going to talk about the things that you're doing that they're not, and that they can also rise. And that's why I also love you, is you're very empowering. And it's not like Maria. Look, Maria, if you meet her in person, she's got a lot of very special things. She is very special, but also it's a lot of very teachable things.
Yes, I'm
that
not
people
special.
can learn.
I'd say like in the nicest way, like I'm not special. I'm not clever. And that's good because that means like
that's good.
You can do it too. I'm just an idiot that posts consistently. Like that's what I say. Like,
and you're not.
But like you get my point. Yeah.
But you have a lot of skills that you teach people that people can learn.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most powerful things. So this year you went from 300K to 600K followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that, you guys, you're listeing, like that is a huge leap this year, especially this year. So people are still growing. For the people who are out there like, they're still growing. And you had talked about that's like 4 posts
a day.
A day.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on the next thing. But I want people to understand, like, there is still so much hope out there. There are certain things that you're not focusing on that you could focus on. There's ways to grow on Instagram. There's ways to grow eyeballs. There's things we're going to talk about. And I already know we need a part 2. So with that said, what I want to do is tell me a little bit about your business and what you sell and how that's broken out. Then we're going to go back to that.
Yeah. I think the thing that is most interesting about my business model is that I sell all low ticket. And so we scaled up so we started the year around $500,000 per month selling $200 courses. So really inexpensive. And then as the months went on, we started doing more and more and more. And we've had 2 $850,000 months now, all low ticket. And so the way I see it, like that pretty much puts us on track for like a next year, like where I think we'll end this year around 7 million in low ticket. And then I think next year it'll be over 10 million, all low ticket courses, which that's, I think, what is interesting about my business is that most people are high ticket where they're selling $20,000 things or $30,000 or like even like $10,000 things. But we just have a massive wide base of little low ticket customers. And that's where my heart is. That's where my passion is. Like I always say, I don't want to help a few people make millions of dollars. I want to help millions of people make a little bit of money. Like that little bit of like $2,000 a month for an average person. That's a game changer. It's life-changing. They can pay off debt. They can be at home. Like they can do what they want to do with their babies. Like that really gives them a lot of freedom. And I think that's what my really good little courses have been able to help them get those kinds of results. So that's the interesting thing about my business is that it's an 8-figure business, all low ticket. And
tell me some average prices for low ticket.
Yeah, great question. So I'll tell you 2 things, the average price and then like the prices to avoid. They're like what I call the pricing dead zones.
Great.
Because you don't want to be in the pricing dead zones. So $17, $27, $47, $57, all great price points, right? Even like up to $200, those are your sweet spot. And then you have pricing dead zones that are like $250, $300, $300 up to about $1,000. So think like $200 to $1,000. Pricing dead zone. My course, if you do like a $500 course, it's not going to move at the volume you want it to. And the reason for it is it's not low enough to be an impulse buy, but it's not high enough to justify the sales infrastructure that you need to sell something that's like $1,000 or more. So if I'm going to have someone selling over DMs, if I'm going to have someone selling over the phone calls, it needs to be over $1,000 to justify the commission, the infrastructure, the warming, all of that. But if I'm in like $400, it's not low enough to be an impulse buy where I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in, but it's not low enough to where I'm like, I'm going to have a ton of questions, but it's just too slow.
You guys, I'm literally thinking of certain courses that bombed for us that I'm like, yep. That's exactly why.
It's just, and then you don't know until you've done 1,000 tests on pricing like I have. Like every part of my business has been experimented to hell and back. I'm really like down in the dirty with like down in the weeds with it. And so we've learned over the years that there's certain price points that fly off the shelves where you're getting literally thousands of sales, and that volume, you end up making more, right? When you're in the course game, all you care about is like the end dollar that you end up with. And so if I can sell something for $27 and sell it more times and make more money than if I sold something for $400, I'd rather do that because I'm helping more people and I'm making more money.
Okay, so you have the lower ticket. Are you spending money on ads? And what does your team look like?
Yes. Two big good questions. We're spending about $300,000 a month on ads.
Okay.
Our return on ad spend is about 2.5, which is phenomenal. I feel at that
Explain
volume.
that just really quick to everyone.
So if you have a return on ad spend of 2.5, that means if I spend $1, I make $2.50 back. And when you're spending a little bit of money per month, that's pretty easy to get a 2.5 return on ad spend. When you're spending $300,000 a month, that actually was a big challenge for us to get up to 2.5, and we are improving it. But basically that means if I'm spending, $300,000 on ads, I'm making like $750,000 in sales.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
And that is run by my sister, Rose, who is incredibly smart. She's my CMO, I guess, for lack of a better label. But we have a very small team because it's low ticket. And so we don't have a lot of things we need people to do. Like people see a course, buy a course, we make sure they get the course, and that's it. And so we have a very lean team. I used to have a really big team, and I kind of burnt myself out with a big team. So we have a very tight team. We have a great team culture. I think there's like 8 people, maybe 9. So it's pretty small. Some of them are part-time. It's very small.
Okay.
And it's good. That's how I like it.
Yeah. Let's talk about what goes into getting your low ticket out there in the way that you're saying. So obviously these are really big sales that we're talking about. This is not normal. It's not.
Yeah.
It could be.
You mean 8 figures with low tickets?
It could be, but this is not normal. You guys have been in this industry for so long. It's not normal.
It's really not. Yeah. I don't know anyone really that's doing it. It's actually been hard for me from a mentorship standpoint. Like that's why I have to do so much experimentation, is because there's not really someone who's walked ahead to be like, oh, this is what works. I actually get a lot of inspiration from e-commerce bros. Like the guys who are doing e-commerce stuff, they're kind of in the business model.
Because that's low ticket.
It's low ticket.
And it's what I'm in right now.
Yeah.
It's like
true.
Low ticket, and I need so many eyeballs in order to sell my product every single month. It's a lot, but it's amazing. Like
and the volume is staggering. The volume needed is staggering. Yeah.
Which that's what you're in. And that's why this is exciting, because there's so much you guys can learn who are in high ticket as well from this low volume conversation that we're having. Because if you can get these eyeballs and convert to, there's so many things you can use on the high ticket. But with that said, let's talk about what has gone into building the infrastructure, like the funnels that get them to convert at the rate you are. So let's talk about your conversion rate. And then let's talk about what it's looked like to kind of build that funnel out and what's gone into that. Yeah,
that's it. So what I think is important to remind people is that I've been doing this for a while. And so I really tell people, give yourself grace. And
what's a while?
So I've been in business in general for 13 years. Okay. I made the pivot from high ticket, which was my world for a decade, to low ticket about
coaching or
high ticket coaching. I was doing group coaching, very classic business coaching, they would get on a webinar and then they would close out on the webinar. It was very classic high ticket coaching. Did that for a very long time. And I would sell at prices anywhere from $3,000 to $72,000, depending on.
And you did pretty good, or
and I was doing over $1 million every year for 3 years in a row doing that. So I scaled up to 7 figures, maintained that. I think it was 1.3 very steadily for 3 years.
Okay. Did you feel stuck there?
I was definitely plateaued. I literally was making almost down to the penny the same for 3 years in a row. So it was also a mindset plateau too.
Oh my gosh, what made you go to low ticket?
Let me
make more.
Yeah. Isn't that, well, let me tell you, my
world is flipped right now.
Okay, so I got pregnant. And Ellie was very much planned, very much wanted. But the thing I didn't quite think through was a maternity leave, because I have all these clients. I'm on these Zoom calls all the time. I'm in these meetings all the time. And I just had this realization that I cannot be the present mama that I want to be if I don't make a pivot, if I don't change. And so when I pivoted to low, and again, like 4 months later, I kind of like got divorced, which was unexpected. That was a whole nother thing, which I'm happy to talk about at another time.
That's part 2.
Yeah, part 2. But like that was even more motivation. But I realized like I need to get off these Zoom calls. I don't want to put Ellie in a daycare. I want to be with her. And so when I made the decision to pivot, I wasn't even trying to get back up to 7 figures with low ticket. I was just trying to like figure out what my monthly bills were and see if I could do that. So I'm like, okay, if my monthly bills are $15,000 a month or whatever they were back in 2022, can I make $15,000 a month with low ticket? And I pivoted, and you have your expected dip when you're, because I just like hardcore, like
you just cut it off.
I just cut it off.
Yeah, cold turkey.
Yeah, because I was like, what was it like? I think it was like July, and my baby was due in August, so it was like shit or get off the pot. Like I was about to have a baby, and so there was the expected dip in my revenue for like 2 months, I think it was, but then something happened, and it just clicked for me right away. And I think what it was all the people who had followed me. Because I had a little bit of a Facebook group audience. I didn't have an audience anywhere else, but just in my Facebook group, I had a little bit of an audience.
And following for business coaching. And you were going on, like the following was like you were going on and just teaching business stuff.
Okay, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, specifically like how to get clients. That was like my like one problem that I was solving for people.
Okay.
And there was all these people who had been learning from me on how to get clients, but hadn't been able to afford the higher ticket stuff. So I got a few months where I made more than I had expected in low ticket because of the low hanging fruit.
You hadn't touched that audience yet, so they were
ready to buy.
Yeah,
and that was such a gift because it gave me a lot of encouragement, improved the model, which I then needed when I stepped out of my low hanging fruit and into the cold frontier of like properly scaling a low ticket business, where it's like, I just did as much work for a $27 sale as I used to do for a $72,000 sale. Like, and a lot of people who are on high ticket trying to make that transfer don't realize that at first you will do as much work for a high ticket sale, for a low ticket sale. And it makes no sense. But eventually I'm at the point now where I'm pulling in like over $30,000 in cash every single day consistently, all low ticket with no delivery. I could have never done that back when I was only doing high ticket. So eventually it's worth it.
Because you're talking about the system that you had to set up is so in depth to be able to do that in order to now function without having all of that for anyone listening.
Exactly. And it just takes a hot second to set up.
Yes.
And so if you are expecting it to take a hot second, if you're kind of believing stuff you see online where it's like, I did it in 10 seconds, like your expectations are not correctly set. So then you think it's not working. Actually, it's working. You're just going to see the fruits of it 6 months down the road.
So to the person at home who this is like a new conversation or fairly new, or they understand it, like, but were you the person like going to the mastermind and setting this up yourself, or did you have to hire someone? What was the cost of like the setup?
To set up like the actual tech stuff? Yeah. It's actually really inexpensive. I use a company where I'm very great partners with them, very great friends with them, have been since like 2014, a very small company called Samcart.
Okay.
And Samcart, I think it's really inexpensive. When I signed up back in the day, I think it was like $25 a month. It might be a little bit more now because that was 2014, but it's inexpensive. It's a very inexpensive software. And what they do is that's the platform I build my checkout pages on, and really like my funnel on.
Yeah.
And Samcart is built with conversions in mind. So my overall conversion rate across all my pages, across my cold traffic is 6%. The average industry average is like 1 to 2% in case people didn't know. So that's like 3 to 6 times better than the industry average. And some of my Samcart pages convert as high as 25%, meaning if I have 100 people go to a checkout page, the average person might get 1 sale. I'll get anywhere from 6 to 25 sales. And so the thing that Samcart does best is they understand how to make a cold visitor become an eager impulse buyer.
Okay.
And when you're in the low ticket world, that's what you need. So there's 1,000 little things that they do, and it's not a big thing. So if you look at it and you don't know what you're looking for, it might seem similar to other platforms, but there's 1,000 little details that they add in there that all stack up and create that overarching 6% conversion rate. And when you're in the low ticket game, it's like a game, like I told you, it's like a game of like millimeters. It's like very tiny. Like it's not even a game of inches. It's very, very tiny, like centimeters. I don't know, just like really tiny.
Yeah.
And you win the low ticket game by stacking these little tiny attentions to detail. And Samcart makes it very easy to do that, which is why I love them. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I was just going to ask for anyone listening. They're like, okay, but is she doing something special on there? So when you are on Samcart, is it like giving you like steps that tell you exactly how to set these pages up to convert at that
Yes.
rate?
And the little things that they add on there help a lot. Like they might add, so for example, like the way that they set up the order bumps. So like in case anyone doesn't know what an order bump is, it's a way to literally bump up your order total. So I might have a course for $27 and I might offer you the worksheets for an extra $27.
Got it.
So I take my order total, which only would have been $27, and now I've like doubled my order total. I, with Samcart, build out these order bumps to the point where I'll take a $24 order and I'll turn it into a $400 order. And it's the same customer. So whereas one person might get $24, I know how to get $400 out of that customer. And that's really, that little thing right there is one of the ways I've been able to do what you said, which is like not normal, which is scale up to an 8-figure business with low ticket. It's these little, one of the many ways, but is the order bumps. And Samcart makes it really easy to do it. And the way that they lay out the order bumps makes it really enticing to the customer. They also make it very easy to integrate with this little thing that like pops up and it's like, so-and-so just bought, you probably have it on your website for Glossy, where it's like, so-and-so just bought this product, like little things like that, all in combination together. And with the way they lay it out and the way that where they put the checkout page versus where they put the what you get information, like all of these little things. I didn't appreciate it when I started it with Samcart back in 2014 because, I'm new. I don't know the difference. But over time, as I've gained mastery, I've learned to really appreciate the nuances in the way they set it up. And most important, it's very easy. Like anyone can get on there and do it. I have people, God bless them, they're in their 70s who are like building their course for the first time, building their product for the first time. They get on there and they're doing really well with Samcart. So it's very like, it's not techie. And so if you're tech challenged, like it's very doable. Yeah. I should work for Samcart. I don't know. I'm like pitching them to tell
like I hope they absolutely are paying you for this right now.
I just love them. And I'm really good friends with Brian, the guy that founded it. Like they're just good people too. That's the other thing. Like they're good people at Samcart, which I like.
We'll just send them this clip and they can send you a check.
Yeah, please.
Okay. That is really, really exciting. Are you looking to take your business's marketing to the next level? Meet Brevo, the all-in-one marketing and CRM platform designed to help you connect with customers, drive engagement, and grow your business. With Brevo, you can manage all your customer interactions in one place, nurture leads through their built-in CRM, and reach them through email and SMS, and boost retention with powerful automations. Effortlessly create personalized multi-channel campaigns that ensure every single customer gets the right messages at the right time. And that's not all. Brevo offers AI-driven personalization, advanced analytics, seamless integrations, and more, giving you everything you need to market smarter and not harder. Get started for free today or use code HAPPY to save 50% on starter and business plans for the first 3 months of an annual subscription. Head to www.brevo.com/happy and take your marketing further with Brevo. If you're anything like me, you have the best intentions during the holiday to get somebody that special gift that makes them feel so thought about. But then time runs out and you feel like you're left with a gift that's not going to feel important. You guys, this is where Aura Frames is the solution to do it quickly, but also give a gift that feels so incredibly personal. So who are you always struggling to shop for? You guys, Aura Frames are so incredible because you can upload unlimited photos and video. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi, and immediately you can start personalizing your Aura frames for that special person on your list that you really want to feel thought about. You can preload photos before it ships, you guys. You can keep adding them from anywhere at any time and really personalize this gift and message before it even arrives at their house. So you can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code EARN at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code EARN. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Some of the most important business advice that I have ever gotten is to make sure that I have a solid foundation when I set up my business. And this is what we tell every entrepreneur that we run into, because your business identity is everything that shows what your business is about, from what customers see to what they don't see, like legal paperwork, website security, and state licenses. Get more for your business, more privacy, more tools, more guidance with Northwest Registered Agent. Northwest Registered Agent has been helping entrepreneurs launch and grow businesses for nearly 30 years. They're the largest registered agent and LLC service in the US with over 1,500 corporate guides. Real people who know your local laws and can help you and your business every step of the way. Build your business identity fast, and for just $39 plus state fees, get an LLC, domain name, business email, local phone number, business address, registered agent, and compliance in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Visit www.northwestregisteredagent.com/paid earn and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at www.northwestregisteredagent.com/paid earn. So let's talk about when you go to build out your sales script, like your copy.
Yeah.
Like, why is this word failing me right now? How are you viewing copy? Are you like, let's talk a little bit about that for the person who's like, I really want to do this. What does sales copy look like?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I actually believe that in the low ticket world, the copy makes or breaks it. I actually launched a course on copy. And the name of the course is like Words into Money, because what never ceases to amaze me is in the low ticket space, you can literally turn words into money. You read pixels that I write on a screen, and the words then turn into pixels in my bank account.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so fascinated with that, because I'm from the high ticket world, right? Where I'm used to having to work harder to make a sale, where you have to have a DM conversation, or you have to have a phone conversation, or a Zoom conversation. And so the fact that if you set up your copy the right way, you literally get sales from it. And that's all you had to do was write words on a checkout page that people then read, and then they purchase from you because of the words you wrote. That blows my mind. Having said that, most people do not do their copy the right way, and so they don't get sales. And so I spend all day long with my students, like looking at their checkout pages and looking at what they're doing. And there's two main reasons why people's copy doesn't sell well. And the first is people aren't clear on what they're going to get. And people aren't clear on why they should buy it now. And so when and it seems basic, but really think about the average new person who's just getting started. They actually don't specify like what you're really going to get. And then they don't create any urgency in the copy for why you should get it now. So those are the two things. And when it comes to copy, make sure it's extremely clear what they're going to get, and not just the features like 10 videos and 7 audio things. It's like what you're going to get in terms of the benefit and end results you're going to get when you're done with this product, and then why you need to get it now. If they don't have the urgency, they won't buy.
Okay. Now let's talk about what meat is inside of a low ticket offer.
Yeah.
I actually started in low ticket offers years ago. it wasn't even necessarily it was a membership. So it was like, we tested, $89 a month, $79 a month, $59 a month. And we actually found with the memberships, like less was more inside the membership.
100%.
And I think people always overestimate what they're giving, especially in a low ticket offer. They kind of like give everything away.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the lower ticket offer people think. I don't know. Because it's like an intro offer. Normally they feel like they have to give so much value.
Yeah.
And that actually we have found with our customer, like makes them feel overwhelmed.
Exactly.
And they never complete it. So they feel bad and they never come back. I would love for you to break down some of your most popular offers and exactly what's in there, what your modules look like, how long they are, what are they getting?
Yeah, I'd be super happy to. I'll start off by saying you're absolutely right. I learned in graphic design because I went to school for graphic design, and I learned that good design isn't when nothing more can be added. It's when nothing more can be taken away. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with low ticket. Like, how can you give that customer the result you promised in as little videos as possible, and as little content as possible? But here's the key. What you promise has to be very specific. And so the big mistake that people make with low ticket offers is they'll call it something like the academy or the growth sprint, something that doesn't those are good for high ticket, but you want one very specific problem. So one of my popular ones right now, I just launched it, I think 2 months ago, but it's doing really well. It's kind of like, I have like ones that are just like viral. That's a viral one. It's called Selling with Instagram Stories. Guess what you're going to learn in a course called Selling with Instagram Stories?
How to sell on Instagram
How to sell on,
stories.
and that's the point.
Yeah.
My most popular products are the ones that tell you exactly what I'm going to teach you. And it's very specific. It's not how to make money. It's not even how to make money on Instagram. It's specifically how to get more sales with your Instagram stories. That's actually really specific when you think about it.
Yeah. And that's like exactly what I want right now.
Yeah. And so, that's what's happening when everybody hears about it.
I only want to learn that. Yeah. And I don't want to get overwhelmed.
Exactly. And so as you go in that, I think it's like 11 videos, if that. And each video might be 7 minutes long.
Okay.
It also includes some templates of my best, biggest money-making stories. So the ones that I've done. And I package all of that up and sell it for $27. So it's not expensive.
Yeah.
But what I do is there's additional things that you can buy to help you after you've bought the initial course.
So we're in Samcart.
Yes.
And this is where we now,
yes.
We now read that we can purchase something else for this offer, probably only at that moment at a certain price.
Or at least for that price point. So a lot of times what I'll do is that's my urgency is cause I'll sell all my products everywhere. Like I have a massive ecosystem, but like the deals are in the upsells, right?
Yep.
So like you're going to get a good deal on the upsells. And so the upsell on that one, or like the order bump upsell on that one is my Instagram engagement accelerator, which is a WhatsApp group where everyone can like comment on each other's stuff and like boost each other's stuff and like engage with other people's stuff. And that thing is popping like all day long, 24/7. And it's a really good community, which is also like another upsell to do. And I don't do much for it. Like it's student led. They just put their links in. Everybody encourages each other. It's easy. So that would be one. And that's like $97. So that will automatically take a $27 order and turn it into an order that's over $100.
Yeah.
And our average percentage of people that like take that, it's called a take rate, is 60%. So over half the people who buy the $27 thing will also buy the $97 thing.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So around 11 videos, they're like, I mean, I've seen some modules on some people's that are like 3 minutes long, you know, and that feels great too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Especially now that like pretty much everyone's taken a course.
Yeah.
So and pretty much everyone's taken a bad course.
Yeah.
And so what we really need to do is think about like what makes a bad course and how do we do the opposite of that?
Yeah.
And so what's a bad course? It's 1,000 modules long. It's the person droning on, not getting to the point. It's not starting with the best stuff first. So even the videos that I put, like how I outline the course is really important. I give the like best stuff first because people's attention rate is so bad. If I put the best stuff on video 7, they might not make it to video 7.
I know. I'm a half course doer.
Yeah.
And I get good stuff.
Are.
I get good stuff, but that's so smart to just be like, then I don't feel bad. I'm like, no, Maria changed my life in the first 3 modules. I'm good to go. I didn't even go back and watch it.
And that's how I've always taken courses. So by the way, like if you're a course taker, like my whole thing is I try to find, and I am too. And I really get a ton, like courses get a bad rap, but I get so much value from the courses that I pay for. As long as I like pop it open, find one thing to implement. That's my big thing is like, how can I find one thing that will like make my money back and more? And every time I take a course, I just look for my one little gold nugget is what I call it. Look for my gold nugget and then I get out of there. And that's good. I make a ton of money from the things I learn. I take all these terrible courses from these e-com bros, God bless them, but like, they don't know like up from down. But I go in there and I'm like, oh, if I did that, I can add an extra $10 per order to every order. That's my gold nugget. And then I'm done with the course for the rest of it. Yeah.
Okay, so low ticket, extremely specific. You're solving one thing. You're solving one very specific pain point.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for what you want to solve, how are you finding the things that your customers, you're like, oh, I can't wait to share this because this is a pain point. How do you find that? And how do you decide the languaging on that?
I like that you asked that because I think we do that really well. Our repeat customer rate is 60%, which is actually like industry average is 15 to 30%. So we know,
it's good.
Yeah, it is good. I think I'm really proud of that because we put a lot of work into making good courses and then courses that people want to buy like over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's just good business, right? Like if they, but how we do that is our customers, and I know it's so basic, but this is the truth. Our customers tell us what they want.
Yeah.
They just tell us. And I have always had, like, I think some people I see in my space where they're like, oh, they're always talking bad about their customers and they're always talking down to their customers. And they're always like, oh, customers are never satisfied. Jeff Bezos of all people said it best. He's like, the good news is the customer is never satisfied. So we can always have more problems to solve for them.
It's true.
And that's been my attitude. And so my customers tell me what they are needing from me. And what I kind of do, it's almost like an intuition, but like I just pay attention to all the comments and all the posts and all the things. And I get my finger on the pulse for like what they really want to know. Like I'm about to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I did it in 6 months with no editors, no, like literally nothing, just a webcam in my videos. And people want to know how I did that. And they've been talking about that a lot on all the different platforms. And so I know that that's going to be one of my next courses, is something about how I grew from 0 to 100,000 with a webcam on YouTube. So I just, but it's just like literally my finger on the pulse, listening to what my people are saying. And I know that's like the most basic answer, but that's the truth. Like I listen to my customers, they tell me what they want. Sometimes that means I talk about things I'm not really interested in. Like the copywriting course sold like a mother. It did so well, but that one was really tedious for me to teach. Like really taking,
you had to break down.
I had to break down what I do. Exactly.
What do I do?
What do I do? Exactly. And so it was very tedious. It was very time consuming to make a course like that, but it did so well. It's made us probably close to $1 million, just that one course alone. And it's just me listening to what people wanted. Like they really need help with their copy. And I've procrastinated on it for like 2 years. And I was like, all right, I gotta do this. Yeah.
So for anybody listening, because me right now, I'm thinking of all the things that like I can talk on, I could create on if I'm like, because I would love to create a couple small courses. Did you ever have to be like, okay, what am I good at? And actually get better at them before you created the course and like get more information, like just so people feel a little more empowered? Or are you just like, no, I was a walking fucking vault of everything?
No, I really wasn't. Like, okay. I think those of us who have been in this, like if you've been in this space for a little bit, you kind of have some sense of like what people come to you for advice on over and over again. But I have people who are brand new, like they're the new kids on the block. They haven't taught anything. They haven't even had like one customer yet. Like I work with the newest of the new people. And what I tell them is, what do your friends come to you for advice on? Like what are your friends asking you for help on? Because that's a sign. It's essentially your version of your marketplace talking to you. So one of my students, she was brand new. She didn't have a following. She didn't have anything, but her friends were coming to her for advice on how to plan kids' birthday parties on a budget, because she was so good at throwing birthday parties, and she would do these amazing things for like $100 or less, which is like kind of hard to do for birthday parties, right? Like the birthday parties in particular have gotten so like out of control, but she threw really good on theme birthday parties for less than $100. I'm like, there's it. That's your product. It's how to throw a kid's birthday party that's amazing for less than $100. Super specific. It did super well. So we started running ads to it. And she did, I think it was like $2,000 in her first month. I think it was like $17,000 in her second month. And then like, I think she, again, I have to go back and look at her stats, but she had like a $30,000 month, and that I haven't heard from her like in a month or two. So I'm not sure what she's at now, but like
now.
She's too busy to be posting in the group right now.
I'm so sorry.
She's like, thanks, bye. Yeah. And that's great. That's the point. Yeah. That's my goal. I want to show you what to do, help you get there, really.
And then never hear from you again because you're too rich.
I hope you're off on an island somewhere. That's my goal. That's my goal. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. Let's actually talk about that specifically. And maybe if you can answer this. So that's very specific for her. What did her content start to look like? What did her like mini chat flow start to look like?
Yeah. Well, she didn't have an audience at all. So we actually started her with $5 a day ads. So that's a big.
So you're starting with ads right away.
That's a big thing that we do that's very different with a lot of our students, is we empower our students to start running ads right away.
Okay.
We feel that there's a lot of limiting beliefs around advertising. We feel there's a lot of fears around advertising.
Even I have it.
Especially in women. That's something unfortunate. I work with a lot of men and I work with a lot of women.
Yeah.
But it's something in particular that I notice, like my guys are more gung-ho in the ads. My girls need some like TLC. They need a little bit of encouragement to just pull the trigger on the ads. It's very normal. I don't know why, but like it's just something I see over and over again. And so we feel, Rose always says like, I think she goes something like, the worst way to run ads is to never do it at all. Or something like that. Like, something like that.
So good.
And so we really want our students to know that like you can run $5 a day ads, which is not like pretty much anyone's, stop spending money on coffee, cancel a couple subscriptions. You can clear up that. And then, and like our students will get sales within 24 hours, 48 hours after turning their ads on, which is so motivating. It's the momentum that they need to keep going.
Yeah.
A lot of our students do organic. You definitely don't have to do ads. But if you don't really have an audience or maybe some people don't even want to, like some people just run ads because they don't want to be creating a ton of content.
Yeah.
And so that particular student started running ads right away. But to answer your question, which I know a lot of people don't run ads and they do organic. And I mean, half of my money comes from organic. So I'm big on organic too. We do very simple Instagram content. It basically, the ones that make us money will be footage of me doing something like on my computer or on my phone or just like something like this. And then it'll be like a little hook, right? Like just a little like something to catch attention, stop the scroll, and then a very long caption. And then at the end is like a little like CTA or like a little call to action to like, it might be something like, comment the word start if you're ready to get started. And then when they comment start, they're going to automatically get DM'd a link to my checkout page, not my landing page, my checkout page. That's a big difference, right where they can enter their credit card information in, and then I'll make a sale from that.
So when you say get ready to get started, was that content so specific around, like, let's talk about your making money with stories.
Yes.
Is that like your caption was specifically about getting over the pain points of making money with stories and then start now to that checkout page?
That's a really good question. So I got asked something similar on a different podcast, and it helped me realize that I have never once pitched, like very rarely, but basically never once, pitched an actual course in my content. So I'll never say something like, you should get my course selling with Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Which is pretty like, and I didn't even realize that I'd never done that. What he said that I did, I thought it was a really good summary, is he's like, you will never say, go buy the tickets to Hawaii. You just talk about how great Hawaii is. And I think that that's what I do. So to answer your question, I would never say like, comment start if you want to get access to my course selling with Instagram stories. What I will do is talk about how much money people can make from Instagram stories, and how in some cases you can actually make more money from your Instagram stories than your Instagram reels, which a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that. And I'll talk about how a lot of people, and this is very true, Instagram stories is such a gold mine, and they're not using that gold mine. Very few people are properly scooping the gold out of Instagram stories. And so I'll just talk about that, and I'll explain maybe a little bit of why like an Instagram story might make you more money. And in case you're curious, it's because when someone clicks on a story, they're being very intentional with that little click. They're reaching out to you, versus reels are being served to them. So one is like proactive and one is passive. And so that's why your buyers are more likely to view your stories than your reels. So all of that might be in the caption, and then it'll be like, comment ready if you're ready to get started making money with Instagram stories. They comment ready, and then that'll take them to the checkout page. Does that make sense? Okay. It's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's not a lot, because my brain is tracking. I mean, it is a lot for anybody listening, but I'm just trying to get people to understand now how the content is going to be set up,
right,
to go to either a specific landing page for a specific course. Correct?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
So let's talk about, for anybody listening, to how it all goes together. I want to now get into Maria's content planning strategy. So let's go into Maria's next week that you just planned. And I would love for you to tell us like what, maybe you could just pick one post that you've planned to kind of tell us, even though you do 4 posts a day.
I do 4 posts a
day.
day.
We know this, which I do want to talk about how that is, because you just kind of blew my mind and made it seem much easier.
It is. That's the thing I do best. I make everything seem much easier than it feels. And it actually is. If I were to only let there be one message that I got there, it's all of this is so much easier than you think. It really is. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm going to take from this, because I need it to be easier for myself.
I have a mantra that I've said for many years, which is like, if it's not easy, I'm not doing it. And that only became more true when I'm like in the middle of potty training a 3-year-old. Like it has to be easy. That's the hard in my life. The business stuff just can't be hard, because I'm in the thick of it with a 3-year-old. So it has to be easy, and it gets to be easy when we decide it gets to be easy.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take this while I build Glossy, because I just want something else just really running without a lot of the things, the way our business is set up, like a lot of it requires time, like a lot of time. So I would love to move over.
Perfect.
So you heard it here, everyone. You heard it here. I'm moving over. Okay. So let's do that first, because you shared it with me pretty quickly about, growing from 300K to 600K. And obviously we talked about how at the beginning eyeballs solve everything. And I do know that if I can just get more eyeballs to a lot of our landing pages, that's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
So with that said, you're like, well, I post 4 times a day. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Well, I'm at 1 to maybe 2.
Yeah.
And that kind of feels like a lot. Let's talk about the 4 posts a day.
Yep.
And then we're going to talk about just kind of the strategy behind that content and what it goes to.
Yeah. And I'll say this, like I'm going to break down the 4 posts that I do, but I really want people to know that I worked up to that. One post at a time, meaning at first, all I did was 1 reel every day, and I was very consistent and I never missed it. And so I think it's very important that people know that the thing that hurts you more than anything else is starting posting and then stopping posting. The inconsistency hurts your account's algorithm more than anything else. And so think about like if we missed a mortgage payment or something, like it dings our credit score. You don't want to miss an upload schedule. And so we build up to the quantity after we've built the consistency. And so I tell people, like, if you feel that you can only do one post a week, but you can do one post a week consistently, start there and very, very gradually build up. Because if you go from 0 to 4 posts a day for 2 weeks and then you stop completely, that's the worst thing that you could do. So just saying that, because sometimes people will hear 4 posts a day, they'll go to post 4 posts a day, and then they actually hurt their account more. So just FYI, consistency is the most important thing.
Okay, love.
Once you've done that, so these are the 4 posts a day, and they work super well. We've done so many experiments with it, and always we come back to this schedule and this 4. We do a reel at 7 a.m. every single day, PST, which would be 10 a.m. EST. We've tested times. That one works the best. And then we do a nurture carousel or a CTA carousel at noon. And the nurture carousels are like vulnerable carousels. It's really
about your story, kind of like transformation stories.
Yeah, my story. It might be things I'm going through. It might be like I look for my, like, what are moments where I felt emotional, like an emotion. And it could be a good emotion. It could be a sad emotion. It could be a heartbreak emotion. Just what's a moment
Something
I felt
to make
emotion.
them feel.
Yeah.
Okay. With a call to action,
yes.
like a ManyChat call to action.
A ManyChat call to action, exactly. And then at 3 p.m., I do like a selfie, what I call a selfie reel, which is me literally like doing a video selfie of myself, sharing. Usually it's something I've learned over the years, like a lesson that I've learned. And then 5 p.m. is what we call a studio reel, which might be a clip from a podcast. It might be just a more professional piece of content.
On stage,
might be me on stage. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. We've tested many different kinds of posts and kinds of content at times of day. And it always comes back to 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 1 carousel,
Great.
3 reels.
Great. This is what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Very excited.
And you work, like, the thing that you will find is, like, it's way easier than you think. Like, it does. I know that it sounds very overwhelming. And if you had told Maria even a year ago, post 4 times a day, I probably would have fainted. But I can't even begin to describe to you the acclimation process that happens. Like, we don't even think about it. It just happens now. It's just done.
Okay. Let's talk about that real quick then. With the holidays and the new year coming, you probably are looking around your house thinking that you would love to upgrade and freshen up your environment. And there is no easier way to do that than with your window treatments. Nobody covers windows better than Blinds.com. Blinds.com brings your space to life in your way. They have free design help. Other retailers may claim to have experts, but Blinds.com has spent nearly 30 years building an award-winning team of over 100 design consultants that are ready to help you create your dream space. Always convenient, always tailored to you. 3 ways to shop, 1 perfect fit. Whether you want to DIY, have it all done for you, or you're somewhere in between, choose what works for you and rest easy knowing the fit is guaranteed. So the holidays come fast, you guys, and you can freshen up your window treatments fast as well. And unlike some competitors, the price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees, and there's zero pressure. From blackout and motorized options to classic shutters, Blinds.com has window treatments for every room, style, and budget, even shades for your outdoor space. The Black Friday deals at Blinds.com are going strong all month long, so don't miss your chance to save big. And as always, our listeners still get $50 off when you spend $500 or more. Just use code EARN at checkout. Limited time offer. Rules and restrictions apply. See Blinds.com for details. 2026 is the year you launch your business. It's the time that you finally stop thinking about that big idea and you actually put it out into the world. There is no better time than fresh new energy when people are excited and they're excited to learn more and buy what you have. You guys, maybe you have that idea that you can't shake. Maybe it's something that everyone tells you that you should do. With Shopify in 2026, that's when you're finally going to make it happen. Shopify gives you everything you need to sell online and in person. Millions of entrepreneurs have already made this leap, from household names to first-time business owners just getting started. And you guys, my company Glossy is among them. And you better believe I have my Shopify notifications turned on so I can hear that chime every single time a sale comes in. Shopify gives you all the tools to easily build your dream store. Choose from hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize to match your brand. Setup is fast with Shopify's built-in AI tools that write product descriptions and headlines and help you edit product photos. Marketing is built in too. Create email and social campaigns that reach customers wherever they scroll. As you grow, Shopify grows with you. Handle more orders, expand to new markets, and do it all from the same dashboard. In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial style and start selling today at shopify.com/happy. Go to shopify.com/happy. That's shopify.com/happy. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side. Okay, ladies, I have to tell you that the bane of my existence has been shopping for bras and underwear because I wear so many different styles of outfits. I'm always dressing up, but I also want to be comfortable and I want them to disappear underneath your clothes so there's no panty lines, and I can also wear them underneath any type of top that I want. And I can tell you that my life has become so much easier because I have found the Fits Everybody collection from SKIMS, and there's nothing like it, you guys. It feels incredible. It molds to your body, and it's like you're not wearing anything underneath. If you haven't tried these yet, you absolutely have to. You guys have been wearing them for about 6 months, and I've absolutely replaced all of my bras and underwear. So if you want your life to get easier, let me tell you, I'm going to share some of my favorite products. So I consider myself a bralette connoisseur. So I got the Fits Everybody Triangle bralette, and I'm amazed at this product. The brand provides amazing support and lift, but I don't feel like it's suffocating me at all or cutting in anywhere. So I don't know what kind of magic they put in this fabric, but it's like nothing I have ever felt. It's buttery, it's soft, it's beautiful. I love the colors. Shop SKIMS Fits Everybody collection at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. That's Earn Your Happy. And if you're looking for the perfect gifts for everyone on your list, the SKIMS Holiday Shop is now open at skims.com. So I know I was like, okay, how are you doing that? Who's on the team? Mm-hmm. So we have Julia. Mm-hmm. And I want you to just explain what Julia does, what you send.
Yes.
And then a little bit of the training process. Yes. Let's start there.
So I got to 300,000 by myself with one reel and one carousel. Okay. So I was able to do 2 posts a day all by myself, making everything, recording the B-roll, doing it all by myself, just to provide like a editing all of it by myself. I was also, I had a 1-year-old at the time or a 2-year-old at the time. So like that, I feel pretty much anyone can do 2 a day pretty consistently. At least I was able to.
Okay.
What I want to do is remove the expectation that you have to have a content assistant in order to see growth on Instagram.
Yeah.
But if you do want an assistant, it's amazing. I highly recommend it. So Julia came on board in January, so almost a year now. And she helps me repurpose a lot of content. So a lot of what goes out on Instagram has already been said, whether in a YouTube video, whether in a carousel that I put out there at some point. A lot of my content has already been said. And for those of us who have been in it for a while, like we all have a lot of content that we already created. So it's nice to have it repurposed. The other 2 things that I really appreciate about what Julia does is she films footage of me. Mm-hmm. So like me doing B-roll. I used to have to do that by myself or do it with a tripod or get like my sister to do it. If you have an Instagram husband, like that's helpful too. Like a boyfriend to just do it. That's very helpful. But she brought consistency to the B-roll, like just to the filming in general, which was really nice. And it was reliable and I could count on it. And that was very helpful. And then the other thing that she does is she'll take the words that I write, maybe in a notes app, like the vulnerable stories, or even like sometimes I just like do voice memos, and she'll turn that into content for me. So what that does is it removes a lot of the literal content creation off my plate. And so all I have to do is think about like, well, what do I want it to say? And how do I want people to feel when they read it? And so it puts me in a more of a like the idea creation versus that like actual execution, which can be a little tedious.
Okay. And title is content assistant.
Yeah.
Okay. So helping you with that. How many hours a week would you say that you are using?
I think it really depends. It's probably pretty damn close to 40. Probably some months is more. Yeah, some weeks is more. Yeah. Okay. Julia's behind the camera right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Julia's in the room with us. So you're creating content, Julia. Like this is like all day you're getting those posts out. Okay. So she's, now let's talk about how that's laid out. Are you always a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead, 30 days ahead? What does that look like?
No, we try to get a week ahead.
Yeah. No, I actually think this is really important to hear because we used to try to work 30 days out.
I don't think
disastrous,
you should.
Stupid nightmare.
I don't think you should.
Yeah. Everything feels old.
My gosh. And that's how sometimes you'll see these big social media accounts where like they post something clearly like that was scheduled like way, and it's not like current at all. And sometimes it's like awkward. Like I've seen social media posts where like, it's like, news, current events will happen and it's in bad taste or bad timing. Yes. But it's not even meant to be. It just was scheduled way ahead. Also, like if you're trying to schedule 30 days out in advance and a kind of content flops, Now you either have to go back and optimize, which we're human, we're not likely to do. So what people are more likely to do is just let the shitty content ride out to the end of the 30 days. But 30 days is a long period of time where you could get a lot of content and a lot of followers if you were making better, better quality content. So we really try to get a week out. The reality is a lot of days it's like a day ahead.
Oh, this is great to hear though.
Yeah. We're not, as people think we're so much more organized with our content than we are. We're not organized. We're just very consistent. That's the difference. Is like, if me and Julia need to be texting each other at like 10:30 at night to get something out for the next day, we will do that. So like our upload schedules are non-negotiable no matter what's going on. Either like, even if like she's sick, I have to do it then. Like it's non-negotiable. What goes out is 4 posts a day, every day. I don't care what's going on in the world, that has to get done. That's the non-negotiable. But how it happens is not the glamorous, organized thing people think it is.
How do you set your non-negotiables? I've recently come up with some things where I'm like,
I can't have a lot. I have a baby. So like my non-negotiable is spending as much time with her as possible.
Yeah.
And so I spend 80 to 90% of my time with Ellie. I actually don't work a lot. That's the thing that really has been empowering with my low ticket business, is that like once the sale is made, I don't have to do any delivery for it. Right. It's just,
so now that has happened because you worked so hard on the systems.
Well, yeah, I built the system and the maintenance of that system, and really like 80 to 90% of my work is just content. Like my job description is basically content creator. Yeah. That's how I think of myself.
Because you've already got, you guys, this is the beautiful thing about low ticket, like what you're doing is you have the thing, you're just, all your content is going towards just to sell.
I built it. And I tell people, I'm very straightforward about it. It is so much work and it will feel like a waste of time because every so often a $27 sale will trickle through and you're like, well, I just worked 40 hours on this damn thing and I got one $27 sale. It will not feel like good business sense at first to build it. But now I have this unbelievable ecosystem of products, an ecosystem of funnels, and ecosystems of traffic. And then all I do is, back to what we were talking about with eyeballs, all I do is shove eyeballs down the train tracks, for lack of a better word, and everything else is done and handled and automated and done.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So you're technically, you have set up like Rodeo Drive and you have so many shops along the way. A low ticket rodeo. Very, very low ticket rodeo.
It's like the Walmart rodeo.
Yeah, it's Walmart rodeo.
Yeah.
But quality stuff.
Yeah.
And you literally are just sending people down that road and they can go in and shop however they want, but it took you a long time to build that structure. It did. And every so often,
so often a storefront will fall off and I gotta some of our, like what I will say is, you mentioned like good stuff. It is, my rule of thumb is 2 things. One, every product has to be better than the last. So we have to top the quality of the product. So if we had a good product, the next one has to be a great product. If it was great, now it has to be excellent. And then like every product has to be better than the last. That way we ensure like quality control when you're launching low ticket. Yeah. And then the other thing is, the other rule is like, if we launch something for $30, we need to know that we could have charged at least $300 for it and like gotten it. Like not just like, oh, the value is $30,000, but like, no, literally this is so good. Fair market value was $300 and we could have made consistent sales at that, but we're going to sell it for $30. And so then when people buy, that's how we get our repeat customers. Yeah. Because they buy something expecting a cheap $30 course and they get the equivalent of a $300, or even some of our courses like $3,000 of like actual true what we could have charged. And then that makes them loyal to us for life. And so that is a lot of work, to your point. Like it's work to get that built up. We update our courses every so often. So I used to use the word passive income, and I still think it's fairly accurate, but I found a new term that I like even better, which is leverage income. It's like leverage income, where like you have all this leverage where, I woke up this morning and like had made, 30, 40 sales throughout the night. Like that feels very hands off to me, which is what I really like, to just wake up and have a bunch of sales made and know that I don't have to do anything for them and it's just done. That feels passive to me. It requires maintenance, but it feels really nice.
How many products do you have right now? Yeah. And how many products would you say you could have to start hitting 7 figures?
Oh, okay. Good question. Great questions. So I think right now I have about 30. I launched 12 this year.
Okay.
I'm launching 50 next year.
50 new?
50 new. So there's a whole, that might be part 3 is my plan for that.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know 50 the Agora Institute? What's that?
Do you know the Agora Institute? It's like very OG our space marketers.
Okay.
I met one of the guys from there, and this was back in February, and it was just a good conversation. So that's a part 3. Like how I'm launching 50 insane products. They're going to be insane.
Are you recording them right now? Are you doing them right now or are they done?
No. Like this is 2026.
Oh, so your build out is
so
2020.
50. I'm launching 50 products in 2026.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So more on that.
Okay.
To hit 7 figures though, it's really good you asked this question because it's one product. I have taught and myself followed, and every one of my students who's made over $1 million has followed the rule of the 5 1s, which is you're going to solve one problem for one target market with one product on one platform for 1 year. So the rule of the 5 1s. Every one of my students who has done that and followed that rule faithfully, not getting distracted, staying focused on that, has hit over $1 million.
Wow.
It's very hard to stay focused and only sell one thing for a year. And there's a lot of self-sabotage that comes up. But if the students that are able to navigate those waters are coming out with $1 million businesses with just one product. That's what I did. I scaled my one product up to $1 million. So if you read Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson, he talks about that stage 1 growth is 0 to $1 million, and it's all about one product. You have to sell only one product to learn every possible angle on on marketing and how to properly market that one product. You need that mastery later when you go to market a bunch of products, because it's actually, if you're marketing correctly, it is unbelievably difficult to market multiple products at once. And you don't realize that when you're half-assing marketing a bunch of little products.
Yeah.
But when you properly market a product, it's a full-time job. It is a full-time job. It's 7 people's full-time job to market one product properly with all the different angles and all the different urgencies and all the different markets and everything that you can do to properly market one product. It's a full-time job. And so you realize that when you really get into the mastery of marketing one product, and then you've acquired that mastery, which then you leverage to properly market a bunch of products. So I got to 7 figures with one product and I got to 8 by launching a ton of products. But that's the order that you're supposed to follow. And that's what I did. And that's why I'm successful.
And you make everybody follow that.
And I make everybody follow that. The rule of 5 1s is, well, here's the thing. I say, you can break the rule of the 5 1s, but just know it'll take you longer to get to 7 figures.
Okay. And I mean, you're learning so many lessons on one product. You might as well do that than learn so many lessons on multiple products at once.
The thing is, and like
attention divided.
The thing, like think about even making one, like if you're just changing one little thing, right? And you all of a sudden you start getting sales. Well, was it that you tweaked the copy? Was it that you changed the price? Was it that you marketed to this new audience? Like I now have 50 unanswered questions, and that's still on that one product. Imagine if I went and did that to my 3 products. It's chaos. And you gotta know what's working and what's not working if you want to scale it up. And you can't do that well when you're new and you don't really have any capital and you don't really have any resources. It's really hard enough to do it with one product when you really do it right.
Okay, Maria. So like for someone like me and a lot of people who I run in the circle with, they were higher ticket. We would love a low ticket to support the high ticket. Is that just two opposite of people, or is it literally like, well, more eyeballs is more eyeballs?
Yeah.
What is something you would recommend for people in high ticket? Like I sell a mastermind that really helps people with business that has 8 coaches in there. What's a low ticket item you would think of that could help support sell into that?
Well, I'll tell you, I just did a talk literally on this exact subject. So high ticket people wanting to bring in low ticket, what does that look like? So it's all very top of mind for me. The first thing that I'll say is typically most people who are low ticket will always be low ticket. People who are high ticket will always be high ticket.
Got it.
However, that does not mean don't do low ticket. What it means is understand that a lot of your low ticket people will just pay for your ads, because my ads pay for themselves and them. Like you have infinite ad spend when you do low ticket because you pay $25 to acquire maybe a $40 low ticket thing, but that's paying for your ads.
Got it.
A small, very, very small percentage will ascend into your higher ticket things. It's less than you think, but if you build out a wide low ticket base, you will have a consistent, reliable, effortless stream of high ticket customers. It's more, like I said, it's more than you think, but those other low ticket people will create a lot of goodwill for your brand, will pay for your ads. You'll get a meaningful sense of like helping people who couldn't afford your high ticket thing. So once you're over $1 million, that's my first thing. You got to follow the rule. If you're following Maria's rule of 5 1s, but if you do that, it's very, there's really not a good reason not to, once you've got it properly built out, because even just the ability to have limitless ad spend, done. You can, you take $1, you turn it into $2.50. Why would you not do that? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, like you're in a very high ticket space, so you don't need a lot of those low ticket people to ascend, but you're sending them at scale for free.
Yeah.
Because those other low ticket people are still being helped, still having their world changed, still getting value from the low ticket thing you offered. But typically, for all intents and purposes, your low ticket people are your low ticket people, your high ticket people are your high ticket people. There's a very tiny thread, but the low ticket people can pay for that like thread. And the advantage is it's like a little where you have like a factory and they're just like on the factory line.
Assembly line.
It's a little assembly line where every so often that low ticket person will peel off, ride the assembly line into your high ticket thing. And it's all automatic, which is really nice.
So for anyone listening who doesn't understand that, are you saying that the low ticket people will give you enough money, like you'll earn income to pay for ads to your high ticket thing? Is that what you're saying? Or
yes,
explain that?
Yes.
Okay.
That you can do it that way where you just like they're covering your acquisition costs. But what I'm really saying is the low ticket people are paying for themselves. And let's say 2% of those low ticket people will become high ticket people automatically.
I see.
Automatically. Yeah. And so in that sense, anything that you would have paid to acquire customer, like the high ticket people, salespeople, ads, your time and effort creating content, like whatever that is, those are it's paid for by the low ticket people. And then those few, and you can do a lot of different things to get that 2% up, but you will never expect, I see people who are in the high, never expect like 30% of your low ticket people to ascend. They're totally different demographics, totally different buying behavior, totally different expectations, totally different places of mindset, but you will get those unicorns that peel off. And if you do enough low ticket, you have a consistent stream of unicorns. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you're doing, 10 low ticket sales a day, it's never going to be enough, but we're doing like 200 low ticket sales a day. And there's plenty to upsell.
Do you think it's worth it for people who are in high ticket to do low ticket?
It depends on what their goals are.
Yeah.
I think it depends on, because I think you would make more money faster and sooner not doing low ticket. But I think long-term, you always make more money with low ticket. And Alex Hormozy said it best. He's like, if you have a low ticket business, you can always have a high ticket business later.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the thing about high ticket is a lot of times on high ticket, your delivery's high. Your energy
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's interesting on
I'm just
delivery.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about everything you've told me is you're like, the work is on the front end. With high ticket, the work is on the back end.
On the back end. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember that because I was doing high ticket for so long, and you make a sale and you feel a little sick.
Yeah, you're like, now I have to deliver.
I gotta deliver, damn it.
Yeah, when you look at, the way our year is set up, and I love it. I love our people so much. But at the same time, it's like you sell, you're getting the income in, and then now you have to deliver. And sometimes those are, now that you're getting in the event space as well, it's like, oh my gosh,
it's
what
just
could happen in the world? What could happen? Like all of the things.
And I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
And so for me, I don't care that it's more like it's work at the front. It's work where I don't have to talk to people.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like I just get to put my headphones in and fiddle around with funnels. Like that's fun for me.
Yeah.
So like the work for me is it's a better alignment.
Yeah.
And I also really do feel that I'm reaching such a wider base of people. My market is people who are just getting started. Like they're new, they're very underserved. A lot of people in the business world don't take on people unless you're making more than $10,000 a month because they can't afford a high ticket program unless they're making $10,000 a month or more. But I noticed a gap in the marketplace where there was really good information at an affordable price. And that's where I fit in. And I think that's partially why my business has taken off as fast as it is because of that need that I was just sort of accidentally stumbling into 3 years ago when I was pregnant with Ellie. Yeah.
Well, this is, when we say we need a part 2 and 3, we really do. We're going to do like a relationship part. We're going to do the 50. I really need to know about the 50 products.
Well, this is what I told my audience. I'm like, look, I'm going to do 50 products and either, it'll fail and you'll hear about it because I share all my failures.
Yeah.
Or it'll succeed and you'll hear all about it because I will not shut the fuck up about it. Like once I do, I'm going to speak this into reality, when I launch my 50th product in December of 2026, I'm going to give myself an award. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
But it's going to be really good. We have a whole plan. I'm not going to spoil it, but like we have a whole plan. It's not, I don't want to say anything more, but it's very realistic.
Okay. So we've got YouTube, how you grew your YouTube.
Yes.
That's coming back for part 2. We're the relationship or the relationship one, which I think is going to be so good.
Yeah.
And we also need to talk about that, the 50 products. So is there anything else that you want to share with anyone about this?
I would tell people, go to my free content and actually implement what I teach in my free content. I get DMs saying like, I made $40,000 from your free content. Like I put out business tutorials. I
You
put
do.
out marketing
It's amazing.
tutorials.
Mhm.
And so don't feel pressure to buy I always tell like, go consume my free content and then use the money that I helped you make with the free content to go buy my courses.
Yeah.
Start there.
And the courses are
they're
cheap,
amazing.
you guys.
Yeah.
They're
They're like
priced.
also $27.
Yeah,
so
it was like really cheap. So like,
I like to think they're really good. Yeah.
Yes. Totally. Well, I've been in some of your funnels and all I want to do is buy things.
That's
so.
good. Someone called it crack cocaine. I don't know if we can say that on
so
camera, but
bad.
they called it like
It
crack
is.
cocaine.
It's so bad.
They'll
It's
have
good.
like 17 pages of my courses, not 17 courses, 17 pages in the Kajabi library of my courses. That's when you know you have a lot.
Yeah, well, you're giving really bite-sized things that people can implement right away. And I think that's why that's why they're winning is it's also, I think that's a key to really great, number one, like content, but also courses is, can they go and implement something right away and feel a win?
And get a win. Yeah.
Get a win.
My world is money.
Mm-hmm.
Like we always say, like, we judge the success of our courses, not by how much money they make us, but how many testimonials we get within a day or two of launching the course. Because what that tells us is in a day or two, someone bought the course, implemented it, and made money. And so we judge the success of a course by how fast we're getting money results from it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love this. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you so much for having me. This is such a pleasure.
Oh my gosh. We're going to link everything up in the show notes below for you. I'm going to show you where you can follow her, where you can get her courses. Literally everything is below, you guys, but make sure you go follow her on Instagram. What's your handle?
Just at Maria.Wendt.
At Maria.Wendt.
Silent
and we
D.
also have that down there.
Yeah.
But thank you so much again for coming on. You're just a wealth of knowledge. I'm going to be so excited that I claimed it here of all the things that are happening when you're heading over 1 million followers this next year is going to be great with 50 products out.
Thank you.
So
let's speak that into reality.
It's happening.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you. All right, guys. Until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.